Located in the Tibetan Plateau, the secret spot of Hoh Xil is where various wild animals on the verge of extinction are protected and where numerous precious metal resources are hidden underground. Those wanting to profit from the animals and the resources are drawn here. In the 1980s and 90s alone, hundreds of thousands of Tibetan antelopes were massacred and skinned. The land high on the plateau was dug up and destroyed, leaving scenes of devastation everywhere. At that time, Xishuangbanna, a secretary of the Yushu Tibetan Autonomous Prefecture in Qinghai, set up the country's first anti-poaching armed force to protect this piece of land. Unfortunately, he ended up getting shot by the poachers and froze to death in this no man's land.
They said there are only two types of people who would enter this Hoh Xil no man's land. One are the poachers who would hunt down the Tibetan antelopes. Second are the protectors who would guard this land out of their personal strong belief.
When Xishuangbanna died, Jabba, his brother-in-law, was devastated. Jabba was the father of Chiron and Chopei. It was 1994. In those days, everyone in the country was busy developing the economy. Few were aware of any ecological disasters happening in a remote place, a no man's land like Hoh Xil. So Jabba actually went to Beijing himself to speak to the universities, hoping to draw the country's attention and raise concern so that people would do something to protect Hoh Xil.
To take action, do something to make some contributions for man, for the community, I think it's worth it.
Father was very happy when he came back from Beijing. He said many people are supportive of what your father is doing. He said, son, you are graduating soon. Then you can join me. He meant I should take over the duty from him.
You will be his successor.
No matter which industry I was in, I had to give it up. I must come back. Then he went to Yushu. We never expect him to get in trouble there.
Too many parties' interests were involved in Hoh Xil. Soon after Chiron's father went home, he died. Cause of death? Unknown.
Because when my father did that, he offended many people, especially the traders. My father's head was worth 2 million yuan at the time. Someone actually said that in public. That night when my father got into trouble, even when those people themselves didn't know about it, someone called the others in Beijing. Look, the main player of yours is dead now. He could say that. Isn't that strange? About this, I haven't said a thing in decades.
After Xishuangbanna and Jabba died towards the end of the 1990s, the state formally set up the Hoh Xil National Nature Reserve and National Nature Reserve Management Bureau, forbidding anyone trespassing, hunting or killing. Funds were also allocated for a lot more manpower and for setting up 5 protection stations along the Qinghai-Tibet Highway and in the heart of Hoh Xil. One of the stations was named after Xishuangbanna. The brothers Chiron and Chopei, together with many residents, joined the special team of rangers hired by the government, taking over as the second generation of guards protecting Hoh Xil. You're the successors.
Yes, Hoh Xil actually covers a huge area. It's 45,000 square kilometers. There's one protection station per 10,000 square kilometers. On average, each person is responsible for 1,000 square kilometers.
1,000 square meters each?
That's right.
Each of you managing an area the size of Hong Kong.
It's much bigger than the size of Hong Kong.
What's that?
A baby antelope they are migrating these 2 days. It has probably gone up on its own, lost its way.
Every time they go on patrol, they have to be out for 2 to 3 weeks or even a month in the no man's land. there's no help at all from anyone, anywhere.
It's either a flat tire or something else every day setting you back. At the most critical points, you run out of food or run out of fuel. In the mountain area, the greatest taboo is food is all right. If we can get out in 3 to 4 days, we can still manage. But if you run out of fuel, you have to leave on foot. That won't do, of course.
Qiu Pei's elder brother Chai Ren has in fact seen 2 of the team members died from not being rescued.
2 of our men fell ill, they couldn't get sent out. The car broke down and the rescue team couldn't get in.
The forbidden zone of life. Brother Chai Ren said the poachers see them as a thorn in their side. They save many bullets just for them.
One time a gang of poachers actually saved bullets for us. We were not well equipped then. We were carrying just 2 guns amongst the 7 of us. Their side, they were using modified Type 81 assault rifles. Their bullets weigh 50 kilograms. There's a full load of those. Imagine how many bullets that meant. All those were just for us.
People say in Kakasili it's like there is a force sucking in lives. The father, the uncle, and some of the teammates have lost their lives. So every time they go into the mountains, the brothers are mentally prepared to not make it back out alive. Why are you doing this?
For my father, nothing else. My uncle, my father, they've influenced me deeply. I can only carry on with what they were doing. I'll do it for their sake, to realize what they were hoping to achieve. And many of our colleagues, they were doing it because what happened to my uncle affected them for life. They want to do this job. How could we have endured all this time? The country is developing so well. Cities along the coast and other big cities. Wouldn't we want to go there too?
Where Chai Ren and Qiu Pei were born, many people left Yushu Tibetan Autonomous Prefecture in Qinghai because it's remote and considered to be backwards. They moved to the cities, yet the brothers have chosen to stay.
Because I work here, some relatives would say, "What have you got? You have nothing at home. You failed. You have nothing. Why watch the antelopes? Why watch the land? You have nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing. I just want to live up to my own promise."
To face up to heaven and earth and face up to your father.
I dare not say about heaven or earth, but at least I have kept my promise for my father. I'm giving my youth to it.
Like my uncle, my father gave his life. Gradually, I came to realize why they would make this choice in the first place. Because since the beginning, it's about protecting the environment, the ecological environment. People didn't even have a general understanding of this. That's perhaps because as humans, we first have to take care of our basic needs of living. We never stop to reflect upon, during the process of development, what kind of disasters we're bringing to the eco-environment. Like with the Tibetan antelopes, all because their skin was so valuable. People saw the money, the gains, and they started killing. Since the Industrial Revolution, we've almost just been seizing from this home where we live without giving anything back. But if we start now, I guess it's still not too late.
For over 30 years, generation after generation, the rangers have been guarding this place with their lives. The government is also making an effort on all sides to protect the biodiversity in this land. The sounds of gunshots and killing have finally disappeared. From just tens of thousands of antelopes left in the 1990s, the number has risen to about 300,000 today. The balance of the ecosystem is gradually being restored. In the world's highest plateau above sea level, Kakasili was put on the UNESCO World Heritage List in 2017. It's currently China's biggest World Natural Heritage Site.
After all these years, this is now the country's policy. We never expected it. To protect the environment, a government would go this far. It's really not bad already.
See over there, under the flyover? Those were Tibetan antelopes, estimated just by looking there are over 100. It's time for the Great Migration. They're walking all the way from Tibet to Kubuqi to the Shuanai Lake to have babies. Every year around May, they stop this great migration to have their babies. We see a big herd of antelope moms over there. The rangers just rushed to set a roadblock to stop the cars. We finally see something. They're coming this way. They're crossing the Qinghai Tibetan Highway. This is such a touching scene. They can now go about with ease. It was just a short time ago they faced danger in every turn. In the 1990s, they could be hunted and killed anytime. Now they can finally get back that feeling of security they deserve in this land, their home. Great, you're safe. Be safe and sound. Have more babies. What Xishuangbanna did created a butterfly effect, affecting many people's lives. Dr. Han Mei was a schoolmate of Xishuangbanna's. They grew up together and were very close. After her friend got into trouble, Han Mei's life changed. She left the hospital where she had been working comfortably. For over 20 years, she keeps coming to this no man's land to provide medical care to the volunteer workers at the Tibetan plateau. So did what happened to Xishuangbanna affect many people?
This place is called Xishuangbanna, this poaching of wild animals. The mining everywhere causing destruction to nature. Secretary Suanan had yet to work on it, and he sacrificed his life to it. What he couldn't complete, we'll have to count on from the volunteers. Today, our volunteers here are like a single spark can start a huge blaze.
Hello, you're here for volunteer work?
Yes, these are all our volunteers.
This environmental protection organization called Green River was set up after Xishuangbanna's death. They played a part raising the fund to set up the original Xishuangbanna protection station. With the support of the government, they have set up various green stations along the Qinghai Tibetan Highway on the edge of Kubuqi and have created a lot of green projects on the plateau over the years. All these volunteers have come from far away just to carry on Xishuangbanna's mission. They also have to overcome altitude sickness to be here. It's been hard for you. Where are you from?
Hoh Xil.
You look so young.
Yes, I was born in 1998.
These people have a lot of respect for Dr. Han Mei, a senior about to turn 70. She knows she has limited strength, yet whatever she can do, she does. I see that when you look at Dr. Han Mei, it's like you're looking at your family.
When we come up to the mountain, she works along with us. She's amazing. Dr. Han Mei is physically so strong we can't be her match. She's so brilliant. She can carry a steel solar panel on her own.
So when you feel sick maybe with Dr. Han Mei?
The volunteers and those other people, the miners looking for ore, and those hunting for wild animals, they're so different. Those people, as soon as they get to the plateau, they can easily lose their lives. But our volunteers, because they are not thinking about mining or making a profit from the plateau, they can survive. They're just here to protect the place. That's why I say they won't get altitude sickness.
just because they have a very strong will.
Yes.
Year-old Xun Hao is from Gansu. He gave up his job back home and joined this green organization, leading a group of volunteers picking up rubbish dropped by vehicles along the Qinghai-Tibet highway.
Our station 3 is at the bottom of Yuzhu Peak. At the foot of the snowy Kunlun Mountains, it's very beautiful.
It's a snowy mountain.
We've brought your eggs.
Supplies for you, eggs. Thanks for the hard work.
Thanks for the hard work. These are our volunteers from different places across the country.
Hello, I'm from Foshan in Guangdong.
Guangdong? So you speak Cantonese?
Yes.
They're all here for work, including checking for and picking up rubbish. Here's the kitchen. They cook for themselves, and they all sleep here.
You came all the way to Qinghai, which is so far above sea level, to pick up rubbish. What do your family and friends say?
My mom and dad are a bit worried, actually.
She was breathing oxygen yesterday.
Really, are you okay?
I'm fine, really. I'm okay. I breathed that, and right away I was okay.
The determination won over the altitude sickness.
I still want to go further up, so I must get well fast.
You all came from different parts of the country. Why do you want to volunteer here?
As you can see, the scenery here is so beautiful. I hope that this beauty can be maintained forever. It is my sincere wish that this land can change for the better.
Sterilize and then sort them out.
In the 1980s and 1990s, China was more focused on development. Our generation, the post-90s, we have become more aware of the need to protect the environment and the primitive nature. Our generation will change our ways gradually.
That is what they got after an hour's work. Just an hour in the morning and you got all these.
Yes, about that much.
There's actually more, a lot more.
Yes, a lot more, all those in the bag. These are what the visitors left behind.
So how is this rubbish related to the animals?
This rubbish seems to be all picked along the highway, but if we didn't pick this up, like today when there's the wind, this rubbish could have been blown far off into the plateau area, or carried off by water elsewhere. Then some animals might eat it and die.
Helping hands are limited, but the rubbish, not. When I first came here, I was lost in despair. I never thought there could be so much trash.
There are face masks too.
Face masks as well? How? You came all the way from home to pick up trash. Would you say you're affected by Xishuangbanna?
Yes, I saw that film on Xishuangbanna when I was in primary school. I was very small. When I saw the film, I was thinking, to protect the lives of the Tibetan antelope, someone could give his life. He was shot and killed. I was crying when I saw that film. Then when I got here, I felt that somehow it's destiny that brought me on this path that Xishuangbanna took. Every time I thought about it, I felt sad. Still, I am happy. Because now if Xishuangbanna's spirit in heaven knows that we don't have to risk our lives anymore to protect the Tibetan antelopes or other wild animals, I guess he should be happy. Look, we're so close to the Equus Kiangs. These animals were what people had to risk their lives to protect, but today we can see them just a dozen meters across the road.
In Kubuqi, we get to see so many wild animals anytime. Suddenly, there are over 100 wild yaks, so many Equus Kiangs feeding on grass. Running along the Qinghai-Tibet highway, we're heading towards the source of the three rivers, the Yangtze River, the Yellow River, and the Langchang River. In recent years, the state government has also set up a three-river source national park near Kubuqi that covers an even greater area, giving total protection for all three sources of the Yangtze River, the Yellow River, and the Langchang River, including the water source and the biodiversity. And the environmental protection organization Green River has gone deep into Taotao River, the source of the Yangtze River, and started a new conservation project. Hello, Sheep. Hello, I'm Janis from Hong Kong. So you're the head of the Taotao River Protection Station?
Head of the protection station.
We're now heading towards another secret spot at the Tibetan Plateau, the Banda Lake. Back then, people would sneak in to steal the precious birds' eggs.
Many outsiders would pick the egg of the bar-headed goose. They said it was nourishing, its game, so they'd sell it.
Damaging the eco-environment here.
Yes, so later on, we started to protect it.
Gunshots to kill may have been stopped, yet it will take a while before the biodiversity is restored. To succeed, one must start with the small step of protecting a bird's egg.
That's why we're staying here to stop those who pick the eggs. It's been 10 years already.
Has the figure gone back up?
Yes, at the beginning, 10 years ago, there were 1,700. Last year, there were more than 4,000. Not just the bar-headed goose. The numbers of other birds are growing every year too.
68-year-old Dr. Han Mei has retired from work, but on the path of environmental protection, she persists. You have to run around all the time. It must be hard for you.
Not at all. So many volunteers have given up, some giving up their jobs in a nice surrounding. And for what? Just to protect this last piece of pure land on the Tibetan Plateau. The most delightful thing is leaders of our state are paying special attention to environmental protection. That's so encouraging. It's such a happy thing. My schoolmate Suonan Dajie gave his life in honor. So I must, as long as people need me, I can do something. That should be the last bit of value of my life.
You're wonderful. Thank you so much. Next week, off we'll sail along the Yangtze River to see an ecological rescue mission with far-reaching impact. In 2021, in China's history of environmental protection, a big thing happened right here before me, in the Yangtze River.
The Chinese paddlefish. Since 2003, none of those have been seen again.
No more?
None.
Growing up by the Yangtze River, we've watched how the river has changed. How could we bear to see such illegal fishing going on?
And we'll visit a lake high on the plateau that was once critically ill. In Dali, there was this environmental storm that caused an uproar across the nation.
All the household rubbish was dumped into Urumqi, and there were so many tourists.
At peak times, there were over 3,000 guest rooms here. The sewage, human waste and rubbish had nowhere to go, so they just dumped everything into Urumqi.